Hello you guys and welcome back to today's video. I saw this trend on YouTube about the Mexican community. I believe it's because I've never seen it anywhere else, but I think that I saw a lot of my favorite Mexican YouTubers saying, their favorite, like 10 favorite questions, and they would answer and they would tag like 2-5 different people, and I haven't seen it on English unless I missed out. But I'm so excited to be here with you guys. So welcome. I have Domel in the back room and he's going to ask me those questions that I don't remember at this point because I have been working very hard on editing a video. But yeah, go ahead, Domel.
All right. So
welcome
ready
back
for the first question.
I am.
So I'm really excited because this is an amazing way for all of our DoFaith family members to get to know you and get to know me better. So please, if you guys have any questions you would like us to continue to ask for you, leave them in the comment down below.
Leave it down below.
And we'll be so happy to make another video with those questions.
And don't forget to subscribe.
Right here, right now.
Right now.
Okay, so the first question is, what motivated you to start making videos?
Mainly when I was working in the beauty industry, I saw that a lot of people had a really hard time like applying highlighter, or they just didn't know how to use an eyebrow brush, pencil. And I realized that that was a time when I needed not only to speak out, it would also help me evolve as a person and lose a little bit of the fears that I had to speak in public. Mainly was to help others, but also help myself, because I always want to improve and I always want to be better at anything that I do. And when it comes to makeup, I have a long history in the makeup and beauty industry. And when I started having this relationship with Domel and one-on-one, and we started working together, I realized that I needed to improve that. So having that as a base, and then always working in the beauty industry, you get questions as simple for me now, like how do you apply your skincare routine? And I was like, I should create a YouTube video where I create this very kind, very friendly environment for everybody and anybody that wants to join in. And I would always watch YouTube on a daily basis. And I think that's what inspired me. And that's why I decided to create this group. I always hoped that eventually Domel would join in, because he will have his own version of the video, of course. But I just want to say that, I always wanted to have him jump into the YouTube scene, because in general, he's so wise and he's very well educated. He has proper knowledge, and he's always, one of the best things that I admire from him is that he's always learning. I remember I would go to sleep to wake up the next morning to go to work, and he would sleep all night watching videos like Guy Tang. It was his favorite. I think he still may be, but it was one of his favorite color artists when it comes to hair or hair specialists, and I always admire that. And yeah, that's pretty much why I started doing videos.
That is so much fun to hear, and it's so amazing. I have my opinions, of course, on how you started doing the videos, but I can't help to say that this is all thanks to you.
Thank you.
You've done such an incredible job from day one. You have been fearless to try different things. And I remember you even made a video wearing makeup, and I remember I felt so ah when I saw that part, because you were doing your makeup, and I was like, this makeup's not looking good, but I mean, you can tell it's good quality. So I just admire you so much, because you are so fearless and you are just willing to educate and help and learn.
And I always like to be positive, and it's just so hard to be positive, when everything is putting you down. And at the moment when I was creating videos, I hope that in the future, or in the near future, it would help us, stay away from regular jobs. And now that I'm in the situation that we are right now, Domel and I always think about that time. I remember I was sitting down, and we had our pink walls in the back. I don't know if you remember them, Mel.
The pink bathroom.
And I remember one time he called me. He said, "What are you doing? What are you up to? Do you have to go to work today?" Because he would go and pick me up and then drop me off sometimes. And I said no. And I remember I sat down and I hoped deep inside of my heart that one day at one point in our lives. And this is just so sentimental for me that I have that memory in the back of my head or in my memory. And I thought, one day we're gonna become influencers. One day we're gonna become very popular. One day people are gonna acknowledge the effort that we put in. And at that point, we're gonna make out of these videos not only a journey, but also a possible way of income. So yeah.
I agree. Thank you. Thank you for sharing that. So let's go to the second question here. How do you record your videos? Where do you record your videos? And with what? Like, what's going on?
Okay, so how do I record the videos? I record them with my hands on our phones. Where do we record them? Right now we have a studio. We have a room that has been accommodated, has been built up so that Mel can have his makeup. I can have a space for the skincare where they are not constantly exposed to the light. We have our closet on that side, and we have plenty of lighting. So we have our main light, and then we have two huge lights, and then we have like 3 different ring lights, one that's in front of me, one that's on my right hand side, one that's on the left side, and then I also have a mini right here, because lighting, it is very crucial when it comes to this job. And also a lot of the times Romel have spent about 5 hours recreating different type of looks or creating different type of variety of content for the YouTube channel. So it is crucial for me that he has the best lighting, because he's not always going to be exposed to like regular daylight. So it was very important for me to bring those lights and create a positive environment, because one single light wouldn't do the cut for it.
It really doesn't, and it's actually really hard to get used to not having lights. Like, for example, when we come into the studio, we have to have like the full-blown display of electricity.
You get used to it.
Yes, if not, you're like, well,
what kind of room is this?
Sir, are we turning on lights in here or what?
Exactly.
Oh my goodness. Thank you so much for that. Okay, so let's go to the next question here. It is, do you have someone who helps you take pictures or edit? Is there anything that you essentially don't like doing or do you want to do? You know what I'm saying?
Unfortunately, there is so much that I would love to do, like, getting one of those droids or androids, or how do you call them?
Yes.
I would love to have those. When it comes to somebody helping me to create my videos and my content and my pictures, I have the love of my life who helps me. A lot of the times I have to, bring my vision to him, because I have so much of a different vision from anybody else. And it might not be the best, but I try to take the best out of everything. So a lot of the times the way that Romel sees things are a lot different. And now that I'm seeing things that were like, currently when I see his videos, I'm so impressed by how he sees things so much different from me. Like the way he does videos, it's so professional, and I'm learning day by day from him. It's just so shocking for me how he has grown. But at the same time, I like the fact that even though we like each other, sometimes we may, snatch out of his ideas, or he may snatch some of my ideas. But I like the fact that we keep ourselves separate. Like, if you guys have seen it, he usually has that like intro, like, and I don't have it. I try this. I actually have one of those ringtones for my intro of the videos, but sometimes I'm like, oh snap, I already uploaded the video. Oh well, there it goes, 5 hours editing. And it's just no way to turn it back. So yeah, that's pretty much it.
That's so funny. It is hard, but I think usually you take care of your content and I take care of my content, unless we're like doing a video, or vlogging, some help, different things like that. But usually you take your responsibility of taking your pictures. Sometimes I see videos and I'm like, when did you record this?
Yes. And
it's already uploaded and done, and they look incredible. So definitely, we help each other out, but I think we both take responsibility on each kind of level of what we're doing, right?
I agree.
Okay. You're doing such a good job answering these questions. All right, Miss Getting Hired right here, right now.
All right.
So, talk to me a little bit about YouTubers that you feel that you're inspired or motivated, if it's not a YouTuber, maybe someone in life in general, but you know.
I started doing videos about 5 years ago, and the very first two YouTubers that I started admiring in the very beginning of my career in YouTube, one of them was Wengi. She was an Australian with an Asian background. She would always have like color hair. And I think one of the first videos that I saw, I was sitting in Las Vegas in the car with our puppies, and I was running out of battery. And I remember I started watching videos, and she popped out on my YouTube feed, and I realized that she was like accommodating her like sheet mask, and I guess that's why I love my sheet mask a lot. And then after the video finished, I had enough battery to jump onto the next video, and the next video was Tati Westbrook. And I think that Tati Westbrook was very, and it still is very influential, but I'm talking about back then, it was very influential for us. We were living in a transition or place in our lives where we didn't have money for a lot of things. We didn't have a house. We was living in our car on a daily basis for around 3 months. I think I've talked about this previously. And at night, we would save our time to watch her videos, and it was so shocking. And it just became a cultural thing to do in our house to start watching Tati Westbrook on a daily basis. Nowadays, I think I have a lot of influential and a lot of respect for a lot of influencers that come to my mind. First off, I think one of the biggest ones was Stephanie Nicole, who is disappearing in the middle of nowhere. I know where she's at. Tati Westbrook. I also love and respect a lot of Mexican or Latino YouTubers, like I think Rosa McMichael, Mike Michaels, oh my gosh, Rosa McMichael. I think the newest ones that we have seen a lot, like Mitzi, or even what's her name? We recently talked about it when we went to go eat the waffle. I forgot her name. I always forget her name. Brenda Catalan. I think those are very inspirational. Or even like the Korean Mexicans, like the Korean guy and the Korean girl who are like completely separate. They do a lot of like food and eatery and blogging. I think those are
More
the
lifestyle focused.
Those are the type of people that inspire me to do more and more and more and more. And one of my biggest and latest influential people in my life that I have said previously today is Romel, because he does so much content in a very professional way. I used to be, I don't want to mention or say careless, because I wasn't careless, but I was like, you know what? I want to put myself out there unfiltered. I want to be unfiltered. And if I made a mistake, if I'm looking like a little bit, I just want to be honest. When I started seeing how he edited his videos and the way that he portrayed himself in a professional light, I noticed that not only the channel by himself changed a lot, and my respect increased so much, not only for the person that he is, the persona that he's bringing, and the work that he's putting into. Like sometimes just editing a video can take up to a whole day, even though it's just like 10 minutes, or even though we can short it out to like 10 seconds in TikTok. So I think that he's been like very influential and number one, always someone constant to keep up with the professional level. Sometimes I may lack a little bit, but he's one of the main reasons nowadays.
Thank you. Girl. You stole my answer too. I was gonna say something similar, so I'll have to find a way to word it differently. But sneak preview to my video, baby. I might have a similar answer.
We'll see.
Okay, we'll see. We'll see about that. So, have you had?
You know what? I forgot to say. Sorry to interrupt you. Another influencer that I love, that I started watching also in Indiana, it was Rey de Punto. That we were just watching. I think those influencers that I would not only see daily basis, but that I see really quality content back in the day, it would inspire me, because a lot of the times you put yourself into the front of the camera and you're like, what am I going to talk about this product?
Does it really matter?
What am I going to do?
Yeah.
Do people really care? Am I only just going to get a view? What's going on with my life? But yeah, those people inspire you constantly on a daily basis, and you're like, you got to keep up. But yeah.
I agree. So have you had any negative experience with a brand that
Yes.
you feel comfortable sharing. Now you can talk about maybe a negative experience of a product or customer service or anything that kind of stands out for you.
Okay, so when I started posting on our now Doof official, before I used to post that on my main Instagram, and I think I wanted to separate that from my professional to my personal life a little bit, because I noticed that a lot of brands that would respond me on my personal Instagram would respond because I had like 2,000, 3,000 followers, and I decided to step back and start, like we both, Domel and I, we started working on a professional Instagram or a profile, and I realized that one of the brands that that I would normally get feedback didn't recognize us, and I asked them, hey, how are you doing? You know, I started to make this conversation going on, and things didn't just go very well. They said that they at the moment didn't want to share my any feedback, or they just didn't want to share any of our posts. But if I would post them on my main profile, they would. So it just didn't add up really well, and then it was just very tricky. That was like the baddest experience I've ever had.
Unfortunately, that's it's a really tricky way of saying these types of things.
One of the worst. I think this is the worst. Okay, so very quickly, promise I'm not gonna take too long. So I was on TikTok watching this video, and I saw this girl who was posting like eyeshadow palette, and she tagged the brand. I don't even remember the brand, but I know I created a TikTok video on my Instagram, or my TikTok, I'm sorry. And I tagged the brand, and I told them that the girl was bullying other people.
Oh yeah, Bunny Cosmetics.
And it was horrible because they said, well, we don't care. Literally, they said, well, we don't care. So people started asking the girl, hey, what's the name of the palette? You didn't mention it. And she didn't mention it. She just kind of showed a glimpse of the front of the palette. And she said, well, don't you have eyes to see it? Well, do you have a brain? And then when people started attacking the people who were asking these questions, she started liking those posts. And I was like surprised, shocked that somebody who was growing is a growing influencer and it's taking advantage of probably their beauty or, you know, their features or their skills, and they are bullying other people. And
it's disgusting.
Yeah, but that's the worst. Now that I think about it, that is the worst experience I've ever had.
I agree. Oh my goodness. So tell me this. Would you like to have your own brand? And if you would like to have your own brand, what kind of product would you release? Doesn't have to be under any category. It can be anything in the world.
I think I have like 2 to 3 different type of brands. The first brand that I always think that I would like to have, it's becoming a, I just forgot. It just just went away. It's in Spanish, bienes raíces. How do you call that?
That's gonna be real estate.
Real estate. I would love to have a real estate and have my own real estate company.
Okay, Miss Ambition.
Yes.
Listen here. I always tell you, in front of all of the babies right here, right now.
Yes.
The new subscribed and the old subscribed. And welcome, girl, if you're subscribing right here, right now. I believe that whatever you do,
yes,
you're going to be successful. So if you want to go to the moon, honey, let me know. I'll be ready.
Thank you. And then the second brand I would like to, or I would love to consider in working with, would be makeup and skincare, just because this is what we do. And
no, but if you had a business, what would you start? Like, would you
beauty.
have a business in beauty, and what would you start with?
If I had a business, I would like to bring a different type of company, like a beauty retailer, like Sephora, Ulta, Planet Beauty. I would like to bring like the Doof experience at the store. You know what I mean? Yeah, it's where people are inclusive, are respectful. We don't tolerate any negativity, any bullying, any nastiness, any evilness.
A product in mind that you would like to launch with?
In mind? No, I don't think so. No.
So nothing comes to your mind?
No, probably clothing within my own like company.
What are we doing? A beauty business?
It's a beauty business, but you can start with like bandanas. You know, like little like going to sleep. Like how do you call this? Like
the eye patches,
yeah, like
or iPads.
Those are clothing to me. So what's going on?
Alright, I guess you do wear those. Alright, girl, I see you sniggling through over here, right now. Okay, so can you show us a picture of your most organized and most messy?
That will be okay. So this will be the first, and this will be my first.
Is this the messy or the clean?
This is the organized,
Okay.
and now we're gonna go ahead and post this organized, and it's a mess. I don't even want to talk about it.
Right here, right now. What category of products do you have the most of? Meaning, do you have more cleansers? Do you have more toners? Do you have more moisturizers? Do you have more eye creams? Like what within the skincare routine? Do you
Shockingly
have more of?
enough, I have more moisturizers and cleansers. Even though I always go with more serums and toners because I feel like those make the more difference. However, I think I have more moisturizers and cleansers.
I think that's actually not surprising because we do run, especially doing makeup, doing several reviews, things like that. We do run through cleansing and
Yes.
moisturizing
A lot.
more than the average on the morning and
Yes.
in the evening, you know?
I agree with you.
So, you know, I think that's actually pretty reasonable to
Yes.
be excessive on. Alright, I see, baby. So, what brands do you have most products of? And if you can tell us why, why?
At the moment, I think it would be between
It's a hard one,
the
right?
history of Who, and that's because we have a whole set,
That's true.
and then we have a mini set, and I still have to go my hands onto that one. And then the second would be. Oh
I
my
think we'll
god!
rest it because we have several moisturizers,
Yeah.
the makeup removing balm,
Yes, I agree.
and then it would be, what is it? Fab?
First Day Beauty. First Day Beauty.
First Day Beauty, because we have the scrub, the moisturizers.
Yeah, those three will be this like the most out of everything.
Alright. And is there any reason why? Like, is there
The-
something that you
The
love?
history of Who, I always okay. So we have this really good friend whose name is Jasmine, and Jasmine started, asking me, "Hey, have you tried more Korean brands, more Korean skincare?" And when she told me that, I realized that I had only tried like very few products, like Dr. Jart. I only tried Tony Moly and the Creme Shop, and I realized that I hadn't tried a lot or as many in front of the camera. And the ones that I had tried really didn't shock me, and that's why I never put them out there. And that's pretty much it. What was the question? I forgot.
Is there a reason why you
The
have?
history of Who. I started eyeing the history of
She
Who.
got lost in the inspiration, honey.
The history of Who, I started watching more of those products when we would go to the Diamond Jamboree Plaza, and I started telling them, "Oh, I wish I had the money for this. Oh, I wish I had the money." So before
it was years of looking at the products. It was years.
I was drooling, I was eye
We started
catching.
in San Diego. Do you remember when we went to that
Yes,
Asian
yeah.
store,
H Mart.
and the lady was like all over us?
Yes.
She's like, no, not this much.
I was trying this eye cream, and I was literally just like that, dipping in, dabbing in a little bit, and she's like, "You're grabbing too much. What are you doing?" I was like, "Oh my gosh, what's going on?" But yeah, I started eyeing more of the history of Who. And one time before my birthday came in, I think I was a month ahead. The mall said, "I'm gonna get you this because your birthday's coming, and I wanna give you something nice." And he purchased like this huge set. It was pretty expensive, I gotta say, and I guess that's why it's taking me back a little bit to not use it. But the history Who, that's why the First Day Beauty I love First Day Beauty, and Domela and I, we have enjoyed these products. They have really worked with when I have like this breaks or rashes of really dry or patchy. So that's why I love that one. And the Glow Recipe, I ended up purchasing a lot of them because they were on sale when I went to BoxyCharm before, when we used to have the BoxyCharm subscription. So that's why. If you would have asked me this question about 5 months ago, I think it would have been Naturium, because we had a lot of Naturium and we still have a couple of them, but we had so much Naturium. And if you would have asked me this question 2 years ago, I would have definitely said Shiseido. Shiseido is one of my favorite brands. I have loved this brand for such a long time. It never disappoints me, and it's always so good. But yeah, that's about it.
With that said, honey, she slayed that.
Now it is time for the mail. So
Well, we're not done with the questions. Right here, right now. We got 2 more questions left.
okay.
And one of the questions is, what is your favorite type of video to present to the Doofy family?
Before I used to enjoy more of a detailed breakdown of the ingredients on every product, but I realized that nowadays there's a lot of like, well, I'm an esthetician and I'm gonna tell you why this person is wrong. And then, you would see this like chemical like formulators and be like, I'm gonna tell you why, this esthetician, dermatologists are wrong. And I would see, I think one of the breakthroughs why I stopped doing that, it was because I saw that another of my favorite YouTubers, I don't remember her name, and we sometimes watch her, and she's very analytical. She started saying that in one of the videos, Susan Yara started like kind of discussing in a way Dr. Pimple Popper, and I realized that could potentially, like, talking about one person to another one, or who knows best, or why is your opinion more interesting or better. I just realized to step back a little bit, and just kind of like stop doing that. So now I enjoy more of my videos of telling you at the end of the month which products I love the most. I think those are my favorites because I can tell you I love this product because of this, didn't enjoy that one because of that, and that's pretty much it.
Okay. And last question, and I think this is actually such an incredible question that get those wheels ready, baby, because it's about to turn up in there. So, how was... What was your first video on YouTube, and what was it about?
So my first video on YouTube was... I shared it on YouTube and also on my Facebook when we're doing our skincare. Like, this is like 6 years ago, 5 years ago, and the one was doing his skincare. I was recording him, and then I started recording myself, and I deleted it because I was showing a little bit of my tummy, and then people started recognizing me, and they were like, "I saw your tummy in the video," and I was like, "Nope, delete." So I deleted it. It was embarrassing for me that people would recognize me because of my tummy. And the very first video that I did, I don't recall very much of it, but I remember I started a series of using sheet mask over a 30-day course, and those were pretty much the first ones.
Wow. So looking back overall, how do you feel that... What would Felipe now tell Felipe from the past when he was initiating his videos? What do you see different from...
What would I tell the other Felipe?
Yeah, what do you see different between that Felipe?
I definitely seem less... I'm less shy. I used to just not look at the camera for the longest time. It would feel uncomfortable. And I would tell Felipe to continue doing the videos, never stop doing them. People are going to come at you for whatever reason. Doesn't matter if it's supportive or it's not supportive. Literally, I have had trolls from even my previous employers where people come at me and they started, gossiping about me. And, back in the day, it would make me feel very uncomfortable where I would be like this, like very uncomfortable. My whole body language would change and it would hurt me. But now I would tell that Felipe to just continue doing his job. Doesn't matter where this is going to take you. Stay positive, work hard, and if the dreams doesn't appear in one day, they will appear eventually. But you don't only have one day to meet those goals and meet those dreams for you. Continue working and hustling until you get to the point where you want to be. That's it. That's all. If you guys are new to the channel, please subscribe to the channel, click the notification button, stay notified, and we'll see you guys soon. Please stay tuned for the Mel's video.